They killed her, dismembered her body, and used some of her body parts to cook a large pot of soup. Let's take a look into the chilling and gruesome murder and dismemberment of Abby Choi. Choi was a model, socialite, and influencer who was reported missing on February 21, 2023. On February 24, 2023, 3 days after she was reported missing, Choi was found murdered. Her headless body was tragically discovered in a village in Tai Po, a suburb in Hong Kong. Choi was a lovely woman who also engaged in philanthropy by co-founding Pound's charitable organization, a group dedicated to helping stray animals. Choi married Alex Kwong, her childhood sweetheart, at the very young age of 18, and they went on to have 2 beautiful children. Although they married for love, their marriage did not last long, as the couple divorced 3 years later. The events leading to their divorce are unknown, but Abby Choi went on to marry for the second time, this time to a man named Chris Tam. Together, they had 2 more children, and all 6 of them lived a normal, happy family life. Choi, who was described by some friends and family as supportive and kind, got along well with her ex-in-laws and her ex-husband, with whom she shared her first 2 children. On February 22, when Choi and her ex-brother-in-law, Anthony, did not show up to pick up her 8-year-old daughter from school, a missing persons report was filed by her family. According to reports, her ex-in-laws were questioned about her whereabouts, and their individual reports seemed a little sketchy, as they all appeared to be giving pre-planned details of the events leading up to her disappearance. The police found out that Choi was, in fact, in the Kwong's residence and wearing the same clothes she was last seen in, thanks to CCTV footage from the Kwong's residential area. The police also discovered that Kwong had rented an apartment 7 miles from their $9 million family home. 2 days later, the police obtained a search warrant for the Kwong family's home in an attempt to confirm the details given to them by Choi's in-laws. When the police arrived at the apartment, it seemed void of furniture. The walls were covered with sail-like material, as if to prevent them from being messed up. The entire apartment looked like a makeshift butcher's house. During the search, the police discovered a pair of female legs stuffed in a refrigerator inside the apartment. Remember, the apartment had been rented by Choi's ex-father-in-law, Kwong Kao, just weeks before the murder. Police alleged that the Kwong family provided misleading information about Choi's whereabouts, leading to her disappearance. The police also discovered Choi's purse, ID, and credit card in the apartment. The apartment also contained an electric saw, a hammer, face shields, black raincoats, 2 different chopping blades, 2 pots of soup with human tissue inside, and a meat grinder. They discovered a skull, hair, and rib bones in one of the pots removed from the apartment. Talk about cannibalism. DNA tests confirmed that these were indeed Abby Choi's body parts. Despite Choi's marriage to Alex coming to an end, she did not let that affect her relationship with her ex-in-laws. She continued to pay their bills, provided them with a place to live, and even maintained a relationship with Anthony, her ex-brother-in-law, who was her personal driver up until her disappearance. However, that relationship soured in early February 2023. Police investigations reportedly found out that Choi had decided to sell the $9 million property she had bought for her ex-husband to live in, with promises to house her ex-in-laws elsewhere. She faced significant backlash from her father-in-law, in whose name she had purchased the property. Investigators believe Kwong Kao, a former police officer who was laid off due to misconduct, orchestrated Choi's alleged death. Further investigation revealed that Choi had not yet registered her new marriage to Chris Tam, which inadvertently meant that, upon Choi's death, her assets would go to Kwong and his and Choi's children. Choi's ex-brother-in-law Anthony Kwong, ex-father-in-law Kwong Kao, and ex-mother-in-law Jenny Lee were arrested. Alex Kwong, Choi's ex-husband, wasn't apprehended until Saturday, February 25, when he was caught trying to board a speedboat to flee Hong Kong with roughly $64,000 in cash and another $510,000 in luxury watches. An unnamed 47-year-old woman, believed to be in a romantic relationship with Kwong Kao, was also arrested. On Sunday, she was allegedly helping him rent the apartment where human remains were, and renting a separate apartment to hide Choi's ex-husband from the police. She has yet to be charged. More than 100 officials searched unsuccessfully for more human remains in a cemetery that Choi's ex-father and brother-in-law visited the day she went missing, as well as in the sewage system around Kwong Kao's apartment.
曾經喺22號嘅早上咧抌咗幾袋嘅重要證物，咁啊可能係啲人體殘骸，亦都係有機會係啲受害者嘅衫同埋電話啊，甚至乎以至空氣等等咁所以我哋今日就嚟呢度。
Officials believe Abby Choi was attacked in a blood-spattered 7-seater van that was carted away from Kwong Kao's apartment, the same van seen on CCTV picking up Ms. Choi. Others who have been arrested and charged in regard to the case include Lam Shun, 41, and Irene Pun, 29, who are jointly charged with a single count of conspiracy to pervert the course of public justice. Both suspects had previously faced one count of assisting an offender with intent to impede his apprehension or prosecution. Alex Kwong's mother has been released on bail, having been charged with obstructing justice in relation to evidence tied to the killing. In June 2024, Alex Kwong, Choi's ex-husband, was sentenced to 42 months in jail for his involvement in 7 theft cases in 2015 and for jumping bail. The trial for the theft cases was scheduled to begin on November 19, 2015, but the suspect, Alex Kwong Kong Kai, went missing in August 2015. The court then issued an arrest warrant. Alex, 29, had been accused of stealing necklaces, bracelets, pendants, bullion, and gold pellets from 7 people between May 2013 and January 2015. He pleaded guilty to 6 counts of theft and 1 count of failing to surrender to custody. Meanwhile, Kwong's hearing regarding the murder of Choi, with 2 of his relatives also standing trial, is gearing up to be transferred to a higher court. Alex Kwong, his father Kwong Kao, 66, and his elder brother Anthony Kwong, 32, will be tried before a high court judge and a jury on charges of murder and preventing the lawful burial of a body. Alex Kwong's mother, Jenny Lee, 64, will stand trial on account of perverting the course of justice in the lower district court, where a sentencing cap of 7 years of imprisonment applies. Our hearts and prayers go out to Choi's family, especially her husband Chris Tam and her 4 kids, who now live with Choi's mother. Thank you for hanging out with us today, and do not forget to be kind and make good choices. See you in our next video.